everyone. I'm sending you good vibes and a great big hug. Welcome back to Be Better with Suzan. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Suzan Nguyen. I'm the host of BBWS. I'm also a speaker, a happiness coach, a published author of a book titled One Arm But Not Unarmed, also an entrepreneur. I do love the platform at Be Better with Suzan because I am able to highlight some amazing people with some inspirational stories. And I know many people have been sending me messages and they're really excited for me to have William Hung on the show with us today. He's Skyping in from the West Coast. William Hung, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great.
How's your day been so far, William?
Well, it's been great because I am getting more clear about the life that I want to create and what I can do to make a bigger impact in the world.
I love it. And I'm sure many people recognize that face, that voice. That's actually William Hung from American Idol. How insane is that? It's so cool to have you on the show, William. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, back in 2004, I auditioned for American Idol. I was studying as a civil engineering student at UC Berkeley. Things weren't going well, so I thought something had to change. So one day, I saw this poster for a school talent show. I decided to watch and study Ricky Martin's She Bangs.
Shebang!
Little,
Shebang!
yes. Little did I know I would win the talent show. So that's what gave me the confidence to audition for American Idol.
Wow, that is so awesome. And I'm going to love to be able to dive in and learn more because I know you had one heck of an experience on American Idol and it's actually shifted your life and led you to what you're doing now. But before that, why don't you share a fun fact about yourself, William?
I love playing video games. What I love, and in fact, one of my new strategy games that I love playing is called Team Fight Tactics. It's kind of the new version of chess, but there's a lot of like strategy, luck behind it, like short-term luck. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That is really cool. And we're going to be able to talk about that more. But now you're actually really getting into gaming. So that's going to be really awesome to hear more about. Tell me, what does your day-to-day routine look like, William?
Well, I always start with a morning routine. It's not something that I naturally do, but it's something that I learned from my coaches and mentors that's I feel is really helpful to get my life and my mind in the right place. So I start with meditation, I start with visualization, I do journaling. I really think about like how I want my day to go.
And I love that as well. It's just some self-reflection, giving gratitude and manifesting meditation. And how long
Yes.
ago did you start doing all of that?
Not that long ago, maybe like the last 3 to 6 months. But it's not something that I used to be doing, but it helped me a lot, especially during this hard time, COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, I bet. And that's a question I'd love to ask you. How have you been doing during this pandemic?
Uh, well, I would say that I continue to learn something new, try something new in my life. And that's really what my spiritual mission is. That's what keeps me excited waking up every day. I believe that everyone has a right to try something new without being judged or ridiculed.
I love that. And you have a motto as well. I hope I get it right, but something along the lines of either live in fear or live in courage. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, absolutely. I feel that in your life, you have a choice. Live your life with courage or hide yourself in fear.
I love that.
And
And I'm sorry,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
I got this mentality because of the American Idol experience.
Okay. I'm excited to be able to dive in deeper with that. But when you say that you got that mentality from the AI experience, tell me more.
Yeah, well, because after Fox broadcasted my audition, there was somebody making up a story about me, how I committed suicide due to heroin overdose.
Mm. And you briefly mentioned that to me, and that is horrible. Tell me, what were your emotions like when you first saw that article?
It bothered me. I feel like, what did I do to deserve this? I didn't do anything to you. I mean, there's a lot of people say it's just a joke. Don't take it seriously. But it bothers me because I don't want people to make up my story. So that's why I felt like I had to be the author of my own story. I had to move forward in the entertainment industry, even though I know I don't have the best talent.
Hmm. Wow. Um, it must have been so hard. And I think I shared this with you as well. Hearing those false rumors and hearing, oh, it's a hoax. Someone made up something completely false about you. I know that must have been
Yes.
hard. And I shared with you, I was in the same boat as well. When I was in the hospital after losing my limb, people were saying the same thing, that I was so close to committing suicide. And although I had those thoughts, I physically never actually attempted. Stories get flipped. People perceive information incorrectly, and
Yeah.
it did hurt. It really, really bothered me. And I think about it till this day as well. I was like, how horrible. We're in a bad place as it is. And for people to write and say false things that could only make us feel worse, dude, that's not nice at all. So
Yeah.
I can believe how hard it was. If you had a chance to tell the guy or to give a few words to him about how you felt about the article, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know if I want to take anything back because I'm grateful for the way that everything panned out. Like I got more than I expected. I was able to make a lot of money as a college student. I never thought I could. I became famous. It's overall it's a blessing in
Hmm.
disguise.
Hmm.
So yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't have that, I'm not sure if I would be as motivated to move forward the record contract.
Yeah. And I love that. It's so wild, but some of the darkest moments in our life actually happen to shift us in a completely different direction. So, although he did that and he wrote that article and it hurt you and it frustrated, you took that, you ran with it, and look at you now. So super proud of
Yeah.
you. That is very, very cool. So now let's jump into your American Idol experience. What made you decide to apply?
I won the talent show, like I mentioned. So I just thought that there's nothing to lose. One day I heard on Fox News that American Idol auditions were coming over to San Francisco, and I just thought, well, if it works, great. If it's not, and usually 99.9% of the time, I just go back to being a normal student.
Yeah. Why not give it a try, right? Like you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, your model is, live in fear or be courageous and take those chances in life. So that's awesome. Were you confident about your skills and your talent when you applied, or how were you feeling about that?
I didn't know where I stand. I thought that my chance to get to Hollywood is going to be small, regardless of my talent, because it's just the odds, right? You have over 100,000 people audition every single year. They're not going to let a lot of people through. So yeah, I just thought no, not a big deal if it doesn't work out.
I love it. And how was the support with your family and friends when you told them, "Guess what, guys? I'm gonna audition for American Idol." What were their responses like?
I did not tell anybody, including my parents. My parents found out when they saw it.
Oh wow! So they didn't even know that you were gonna be on stage. You didn't even tell them that. They
No,
saw you on TV.
no.
Wow. And how did they act to that?
They were shocked. My mom said that if I told her, she would not let me go on because she knows that I'm not the most talented singer.
Aw. Okay. And you did it, and I guess you know your mom best, so you actually went through with it, and you're like, surprise! Make sure you watch this channel at this time. And how is she now? How is her support with everything you have going on now?
I would say very supportive, because the, it, I look at like other potential parents. Yeah, like I would say that they wouldn't react the same way. I went through many ventures and transitions in my life, and that right now I'm going to another new transition into speaking, gaming. It's very difficult to make this kind of transition. It's very difficult for parents to have faith in this in general because, as you know, entrepreneur is very very difficult in general, right? It's like there's no stable income. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to go day by day. So yeah, that's I'm very grateful for my parents that they're so supportive, they're so loving, they're very caring. They said that we always welcome you with open arms. We're always there for you. But do your best, and that's good.
That is awesome. You're a lucky guy, and having supportive parents is so important, and especially seeing you on American Idol and then different things that you're getting involved in and transitioning to be a professional gamer. Like, how exciting is that? So, if there were a couple of things that really stuck out to you during the American Idol experience, what would they be?
Oh, that's a lot of things that stuck out for my
Yeah.
American Idol experience. I would say the first one is handling criticism from people. Like there were people saying that I'm the nerdy guy, I portray Asian stereotypes. So the biggest takeaway is that, you can't let the criticism get to you. You take the constructive criticism to help improve yourself, and then you need to move forward.
Hmm. I love that. I love that. And, constructive criticism is crucial in life, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to process and hard to wrap your head around it. But at the end of the day, it can only help you get better, to do better, to be better. So I am all for constructive criticism. If there was something else that stuck out to you during the American Idol experience, what would it be?
Well, the other thing that people might not know when you work in the entertainment business is that the easy part is showing up and performing on stage. The hard part is managing the relationships and contracts behind the scenes. So yeah, I had to be very careful not to sign my life away throughout my entertainment career, and I would say throughout my life, because it's been the last 16, 17 years now since 2004. So that's the biggest takeaway. Be very careful with what kind of relationships and what deals you take. It's not. It's I the biggest lesson I learned is not just about money. Money is great. It's a fantastic. It's something we need to keep our dreams alive. But we have to be careful not to compromise our integrity, our value, and our vision.
Hmm. I really love that. That's strong. And money is a motivator, let's be honest, right? But at the end of the day, your integrity means everything. And I believe that it's important to really make sure that whatever you're working on aligns with your brand, right?
Right. That's
So
right.
I love that, and that's something that I'm learning as well. Being being new at this whole thing, entrepreneurship and some wonderful opportunities. But I love that, and I appreciate the wisdom. But we will be going to commercial, and we'll be right back with William Hung.
The right tax team is key to any successful business. At America's Tax Firm, our goal is to help individuals and businesses of all sizes with accounting solutions and tax strategies that yield profitability, sustainability, and growth. At America's Tax Firm, we have a team of experienced tax consultants and advisors that can help your company optimize business strategies to minimize taxes and reduce liabilities. From preparing and filing your personal or business taxes, or choosing the right legal structure for your business, to resolving complex tax issues with the IRS, America's Tax Firm is your turnkey solution. Take a strong and decisive step and let America's Tax Firm be part of your success.
Hello, I'm Jose Hernandez, retired NASA astronaut, entrepreneur, and proud son of migrant farm workers. Our migrant families do very important work. Many follow the harvest and move frequently throughout the U.S. and thus have many needs. One way to improve your family's future is by participating in the 2020 census. The census only occurs every 10 years, but it affects public funding for clinics, schools, and other essential programs for our communities. Each person must be counted at the address where they live the most during the year. However, if you move frequently, don't worry. Simply fill out your questionnaire where you are living on April 1st, 2020. The information you provide is confidential and is not shared with other government organizations. The future of our families depends on you. So make yourself count before July 31st. For more information, visit the website 2020census.gov.
Hi, I'm Mike Mogel, the CEO of Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. A clean and disinfected space is essential to keeping your customers and your staff healthy, safe, and productive while preventing the spread of COVID-19. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with more than 20 years experience in janitorial, restaurant, post-construction, and floor maintenance cleaning. We really make it shine. We are focused on quality cleaning and wellness in our customer spaces. Our team is professionally trained to ensure not a spot is missed, and we use products that are safe for your property and your people. Our services are tailored to your individual needs and include expert floor care, dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, detailing, glass cleaning, and deep disinfecting. Our experienced team is here to make your office as comfortable and clean as possible. Visit our website at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call us today at 832-689-7996. Now that's a clean sweep.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Be Better with Suzan. And we actually have William Hung joining us today. He's a guest on BBWS. And William Hung, how are you, buddy? You still there with me?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you. I want to circle back and talk more about American Idol, right? Because I feel like that's where you got so much exposure and it helped you become famous, right? So if we were to circle back and talk about your experience, there was some mixed feedback, right, with your audition or with your performance. Tell me about that.
Well, the reactions from my performance, to be honest, I think it's mostly positive.
Okay.
I got a lot of fans that like my courage. They like my performance. But of
Wow.
course, there's a lot of negative feedback and reactions as well. I would say the way I respond to it is just like, well, it's beyond my control, right? Whatever is done in your life. I can't change it. Fox chose to broadcast it. People chose to make a big deal out of it. I accept because I took that risk to audition, right? So but overall, I'm grateful that for because of this experience, I have this inspiring stories that I can share with the world.
Absolutely. It was a chapter in your book, a chapter in your story. And you're right. I feel like regardless what we do in life, there's always going to be some type of negative feedback from people out there. But what can you do? I mean, you
Right.
did your best. And that's interesting you mentioned that, because me and my girlfriend, Jamie, were having a conversation last night, having some girl time. And we were talking about life and our experiences. And as long as we show up and we do our best and we give it our all, that's all
Yeah.
we can do. Like, we can't
Right.
control anyone's responses, anyone's feedback, or how they feel about what we've done. But if we just show up and we show out, we know our intentions are good, we know that we gave it our 110%, then hey, everything else is out of our control. Isn't that
That's
right,
right.
William?
Yes.
I love that. So, how did your family feel about all the responses you were getting about, you transitioning? And you said there was a music deal involved or something. Can you talk
Yes.
more about that?
Yeah, I got a record contract from Koch Records for $25,000, and it was life-changing money back then for a 20-year-old college kid. So yeah, that was the beginning of my journey. Everything in my life changed after that. There is no going back.
Heck yeah, $25,000, even for me right now, would be life-changing money, right? So that's so cool. So what did you do with Koch Records? How did that play out?
Well, we recorded 3 albums together, and the first album, Inspiration, was the #1 independent album on Billboards.
Wow, I had no idea. Congrats. That must have felt really good, like you were on cloud nine. And how about the other ones that you recorded with the record label?
Didn't do so great, but it's all right. It's not. It's again, you focus on what you can control in your life. So during that first 4 years, from 2004 to 2008, I was able to travel and perform everywhere, getting paid a lot of money to show up in many cool places, arenas, stadiums. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful.
Heck yeah. So many wonderful experience, so many firsts, right? I mean, performing in
Yeah,
those
first time for
amazing,
everything.
yeah, those amazing, theaters or stadiums or whatever you were doing. That must have been just like a dream come true. And that circles back to what we were saying earlier. You showed up, you showed out, you did your best, you gave it your all. And aside from that, you just released that, manifest, and let the universe take over. And whatever is meant to happen from that will, right? That's all we can
Yep.
do. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. So it must be really cool to kind of go back in your journey and self-reflect and all those wonderful memories. So how about yourself receiving the responses from American Idol? You mentioned that it really helped you pave the way to be able to move forward, to understand yourself more, to remind yourself how resilient you are. And you've taken all of the feedback, majority positive, some negative, which is out of your control. And you've really, were the author of your own story. And you mentioned you wouldn't have taken any of that back.
Nope. Yeah, because I look at like how this whole American Idol experience made me a much better person, a much more diverse person, I was kind of like this nerdy kid back in middle school, high school, socially awkward. Just kind of want to be by myself, playing video games outside of school, all that, right? But because of this American Idol experience, I turn it into extrovert. I need to be out there. I need to speak up all the time.
Yeah, and I love that. And you have been, and you've been growing so much from it. And that's the beauty of it, right? So many different experiences, so many places that we end up in life. We're like, how did that happen? And it's so wonderful to look back and to see how you've grown so much from those experiences. I have as well, whether it's a negative, a bad experience, or some wonderful experiences. We all learn from them, right? Life is all about the lessons, right? We take all of these detours and we take the wrong road sometimes, and we get on the wrong track. But I feel like all of those pit stops and all of those detours were a part of our story. And I love what you're doing. And let's transition about where it led you to become a speaker. Tell us about your TED Talk or some of your speaking engagements.
Yes. So for my speaking, I always believed that I needed to speak up about my experience. But in terms of like professional speaking, I got into maybe like 3 years ago. And the way I got started was I joined a local Toastmasters club 8 years ago, just for fun. Because after my first 4 years in the entertainment business, I decided maybe it's time for me to go get a stable job. Maybe it's time to start my own family, settle down, all those things that's going with that. But as I spend time with the government job, I realized that maybe I need to do something to chase my own dreams, not just create the dream for somebody else.
I love that. So really just taking all of your lessons and all of the happiness and the pain, and just really deciding that it's now time to focus on you. So is there any special lady in your life, William?
Well, I definitely I had two special ladies that I got married, but unfortunately I end up divorcing as well. So yeah, I will continue looking. I would say the one of the biggest benefit to get into speaking is to communicate better, to build better relationships.
Absolutely. I am a speaker as well, and it's all about the connection. It's all about the relationships. And when I'm able to speak and share my story and make that connection with the audience, there's no better feeling. So I applaud you for that. That is awesome. And you actually have a TED Talk. I checked it out. It's all about how your mind, how you're able to stay positive and keep a positive mindset regardless through every situation. And you talk about your career. I think you applied for, was it a sheriff or some type of law office? Some
That's
position
right.
along those lines?
Yeah, crime analyst, statistical analyst for the sheriff's department. Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. So how did you get involved in that?
Well, I always liked math and science when I was young, so I want to find a way to apply that, and I realized that maybe my talent is more in math and statistics. So yeah, whatever I end up doing, it'll be something where I can leverage that talent and skill.
I love it, and that's what you decided to do. And how long was your career? How long were you in that role?
I would say 2 years for the sheriff's department, 6 years for the public health department.
Oh, wow. And how was that like?
How is that like? Well, it was fun at first, but it wasn't as exciting as I thought as time went along, and that's why I needed to find something more exciting, more challenging.
Right. And then after that, where did you land?
Well, that I would say that I'm glad that I finally made the decision to quit my job as of January 2020.
Oh, wow. Okay. So is that the job that we're referring to?
I was like I mentioned, I was working for the sheriff's department for about 2 years, and
Uh-huh.
I got promoted
Uh-huh.
to work for the public health department.
Oh, man.
Now, what people might not know is that on the service, yes, working for the sheriff's department could be more exciting, but the role I was in, I was processing like police reports, reading about murder, rape, burglary every single day.
Ooh, I
So
bet.
it's not exactly what I signed up for.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to circle back, and I'd love to learn more about that. We're going to commercial, and we'll be back with William Hung.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
Our nation is being seriously affected, not only emotionally, but also clinically. Parents or guardians dealing with a teenager in crisis that require transport to an appropriate treatment facility makes that decision even more difficult. My Armor Services Transport is here to help. Their agents are personal protection officers and private investigators, state certified and trained to accommodate firm boundaries and de-escalations, all while recognizing your loved one's sense of individuality and dignity. Most times your loved one will not respond favorably to being placed in a treatment program. Positive and safe transportation assistance becomes critical when violent or defiant behavior to a placement is anticipated. My Armor Services Transport understands this is a difficult time for you and your family. They are committed to transporting your loved one with dignity, respect, securely, and with compassion. Let them assist with this heavy burden. Call today at 1-800-341-0919 and let My Armor Services Transport be the first strong step you take toward resolving this difficult and complicated issue. Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, they believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs. COVID-19 COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hello, I'm Francisco Sanchez, Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator for Harris County. April 1st is National Census Day, and it has never been easier to respond on your own, whether online, over the phone, or by mail, all while maintaining social distance and without having to meet a census taker. By being counted in the 2020 census, you will help determine funding for emergency services that are critical to helping us respond to COVID-19 and other disasters like flooding and hurricanes. We all count, and we all get to shape our future by participating in the 2020 census. You have until August 14th to participate, but don't wait. Do it today. Visit 2020census.gov for more information.
Hi, everyone. Just trying to fix myself, make sure I look good for you guys. Welcome back to Be Better with Susan. We actually have William Hung joining us on Skype. Hey, William.
Hello.
How are you, buddy? Thanks. Everything that you've been talking about is so wonderful. And I'd like to just circle back and talk about your career as a crime analyst. You mentioned you thought it'd be a little bit more exciting than it was, and you were going through different files of murders and rapes and all of that. And I'm sure you have to have thick skin to be able to handle a job like that. I don't even know if it's something I could do. When did you start losing interest in that role?
I would say maybe after about a year and a half. That's when I felt like, well, maybe I need to do something different with my skill set and my talent. So yeah, that's when I started looking for promotions, see what the next opportunity is. And then the public health department, I was very grateful to get that promotion. I worked on a database project with a few colleagues. It was a very fun project, and then after that, there's not as many exciting projects that I could be part of. So it's okay, you know. I went through 6 years, and I'm grateful for that experience as well. It taught me a lot about how you need to build your own systems and processes to maximize your time, your life, right? So yeah, you know, you always learn something from every role in your every part of your journey.
Absolutely. And I bet learning those processes has helped you in your entrepreneurship now. And you're
Yes.
right. Every experience that we go through in life, we have to take something away from it, right? Whether
Yes.
really good opportunities or not so great experiences. But I feel like we are meant to go through each and every experience in order to learn from that and to be able to grow from that. So that is so awesome. And I want to circle back to speaking as well. When did you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and start speaking? I know you touched on it briefly earlier, but I want to ask what really encouraged you to apply for the TED Talk and to be able to start speaking and sharing your message of resilience.
Wow. Like I mentioned, I started speaking about 8 years ago. In addition to my day job at the sheriff's department, I just thought I need something more interesting.
That's so cool. And when you applied for the TED Talk, and I've given a TED Talk too, I know how exciting it is. When you got accepted for the TED Talk, were you nervous? What were your emotions around it?
Okay, so here's what happened. After about doing a lot of speaking for like Toastmasters, about 3 years ago is when I did my first serious professional speaking engagement. I was the keynote speaker, for the last speaker for a major gala. And that's when I realized, wow, that energy is so incredible in front of just 300 people, but the energy they were like rocking, jumping. They were so excited to hear me speak. And I was like, wow, I want to do more of this. So yeah, that's when I decided to pursue professional speaking. And then in terms of my TED Talks, I would say that the both of them, I did two, one in 2018 and one in 2019. Both of them I got invited. So yeah, so I'm very blessed, very grateful again. So in terms of like preparing for the TED Talk, I took it very seriously. I actually invested in a speaking coach. He's one of the former world champion public speaking. So yeah, his name is Pres Vasilov, and yeah, he really helped me because he's great at the exact wording, the timing. Because as you know, Susan, you've done a TED Talk yourself. The TED Talk it has to be very precise. You have very limited time, so you have to be very concise with what you say and how you say it.
Yeah, absolutely. And TED Talks are just prestigious and something. It's a great experience for a speaker to be on that red dot giving your message, and you're right.
Yes.
And you have to deliver a clear and concise message. You have a certain amount of time to really engage and floor the audience. So it's a challenge. It's fun. It's exciting.
Yes.
And I love what you mentioned about your speaking engagement from 300 people, just to be able to connect with the audience and to deliver a great message and know that you've impacted at least one person in the audience is absolutely amazing. And
Yes.
it's something that gives me a complete adrenaline rush when I'm in front of a crowd as well. So that is really cool. You're interested in speaking more and spreading your message?
Oh, yes.
Is that correct?
Absolutely. After the second TEDx talk for Chula Vista in 2019, I remember I cried tears of joy right after I finished speaking the last word. And it's like, I want to generate that feeling more often.
I love it, and you should. I would love to hear more of what you have to say. So just a couple more questions. Right now, you've mentioned that everything you've experienced, from your crime analyst position, from your speaking, from American Idol, you mentioned that it's made you more positive. So how do you stay positive?
I was one of the things that really helped me is to honestly ask myself, like, if money and resources not an issue, what would I be doing?
Okay, so those are the questions that you ask yourself, and you're able to self-reflect on that.
Yeah, and it's okay for you to evolve, to pivot, and to try new things in life. But be honest with yourself, and that's, even though it sounds simple, it can be one of the hardest things to do. Like, when I
Yeah.
say being honest to yourself, like, it's not about like other people telling you, oh, you should do this. This is great. You're gonna make so much money. You're gonna get famous and all that. It's not. It shouldn't be the primary reason for you to do something. It doesn't matter what it is: gaming, speaking, coaching, whatever it is, your day job. That shouldn't be your primary reason. But I also understand that it's hard to balance between that, like authentically chasing your dreams, and then taking care of your basic needs. Because right now, everybody, we have to pay the bills. We have to keep our lights on. So yeah, but I would say that once you get that part taken care of, uh, No, go for it. Whatever it is you want to do, commit to it. Go all in.
I love that. Life is too short. You got to take chances. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be all in. So I love that. And just a couple more questions before we wrap up. I guess just about 2 questions. How has, and Be Better with Suzan fashion, how has all the experiences that you have gone through in your life in AI, American Idol, in your crime analyst position, speaking, the TED Talks, your record deal, how have all of those experiences made you better?
I would say that I now finally understand what it means to chase your dreams authentically. That's what I share with people every time I show up for speaking. It doesn't matter if it's virtual event, podcast interviews like this one, and I would say that what brings you joy and purpose every day, because that's what we're after. Yes, we need money. Yes, we need certain things in our lives, but everybody, we want the joy and purpose, right? So so in terms of how all these experiences make me better, is that now I can evaluate my decisions from a more objective point of view. It's not like, speaking is great, speaking is bad, gaming is great, gaming is bad. I can evaluate all the opportunities from a more neutral, like more objective, and that's how I can be better. Because one of the things being a public figure is that what you say is going to be evaluated under a microscope. So you got to be really careful with what you say and how you say it. Yes, you could still and at the same time, I don't want to be a fake. I don't want to say something is good when it's not, right? So I had to find a way to share my honest opinion, but do it in a tactful way, do it in a way that's caring, doing it in a way that's well received.
I love that. And you're right. You have a different perspective going through so many different experiences. So you're able to evolve authentically. And you're also, hit it on the head regarding when you're a public figure, what we say is extremely important. We must be compassionate. Our delivery is important, and our message. So that's awesome. And just to wrap it up, is there anything you'd like the audience to know about you, perhaps that they don't know?
What they might not know about me. I would say that competitive gaming has been in my DNA since I was young. So that's something that people might not know, because because what gaming brings in my life is that it allows me to excel in my own creative way. Gaming is one of the few industries where it's totally based on merit. Yes, there's a lot of short-term luck, but in the long term, there is no such thing as luck. In the long term, it's about who has the best strategy and who executes it most consistently. And so I like that in life as well. That's how we should be judged. That's how we should be evaluated. But of course, life is much more complicated than that.
Yeah, and that is very cool. Why don't you share your site or where people can learn more about your professional gaming?
Of course. So you can go to my website, willhung.com, WILLHUNG.com. Yes, I am definitely into professional gaming, but I also definitely want to continue speaking. Speaking is always going to be part of my core activities that I do, because I believe in the mission to help people find their voice.
Awesome. That is such good wisdom. Well, William Hung from American Idol, I wish you the best of luck. You're doing so many wonderful things, from speaking and, you've had your experience in crime analysts, and now you're transitioning into professional gaming. And I wish you the absolute best in all of your endeavors. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Be Better with Suzan. I'm sending you good vibes and a great big hug. Let's be better together.